Okay, explorers, settle in, because this is a different kind of training session. We're not just looking at a story today. Nope. We are cracking open a field manual. We're building a real-deal survival guide for navigating the beautiful, the totally bizarre, and, let's be honest, the often dangerous landscapes of magical worlds.
So, let me just start by asking you this. Imagine, for a second, you're just dropped into a place where the trees can literally fight you back, rivers are just illusions, and the locals, well, they might be made of tin or thistles. What is your first move? What's in your pack? And who on earth do you trust? It is the ultimate test for any adventurer.
Well, the good news is you don't have to figure all this out from scratch, because the expeditions of Dorothy, the wizard, and so many others across the land of Oz, they've basically left us a detailed handbook. Their trials, their mistakes, their wins, they reveal the core principles of how to survive in a world gone magical.
So for this training, we've boiled down all that hard-won wisdom into 5 essential rules. This is your orientation. We're going to cover gear, navigation, local diplomacy, teamwork, and, maybe the most important of all, the explorer's mindset. Ready? Let's get into it.
First things first, what are you carrying? Rule number 1 is all about preparation. What's in your inventory could literally be the difference between a successful quest and, becoming a permanent, possibly petrified resident of some forgotten corner of the map. So let's break down this inventory, because it shows a fascinating range of gear. You've got your powerful, reusable items like Dorothy's magic belt. You have dedicated toolkits like the wizard's bag. And you absolutely cannot forget single-use items, specialized gear like a magic carpet for getting around, or even just the basics. I mean, you never know when you'll need a simple blanket or an oil can for a rusty friend.
And this just perfectly illustrates the power of dedicated magical gear. The magic pearls weren't some generic good luck charm, right? They had specific complementary functions, one for personal defense, the other for strategic offensive power. So when you're packing, you have to be specific. What exact threats are you preparing for?
Then, you've got your consumable magic. The Powder of Life is a perfect example. It's like a one-shot problem-solving tool. It's not a permanent power-up, but in the right situation, like, say, needing to animate a sawhorse for a quick escape, it is an absolute game-changer. These are the items that get you out of one very specific jam.
But here's the crucial point. While tools are vital, they are also vulnerable. The wizard lost his bag of tricks, and boom, he was helpless. But as Glinda the Good points out, knowledge is the one asset that can never be taken from you. It's the ultimate portable, unstealable survival tool. Your brain is your real magic bag.
All right, so your bag is packed. But rule number 2 is all about the environment itself. Because in a magical world, the ground beneath your feet, it is not always on your side.
This is the first principle of magical navigation. You have to get this in your head. Roads can appear and disappear. Landscapes can be illusions. A river might not be real, and a mountain might just decide to start spinning. Trusting your eyes is a total rookie mistake.
I mean, this is a classic example. Dorothy and her friends were trying to reach a city, but it kept moving. But as the local leader explains, the city itself was totally stationary. It was the entire plain around it that was shifting. That changes everything, right? The target is fixed, but the path to get there is a moving puzzle.
So how do you handle these impossible terrains? Well, with the right tool and the right technique. The Deadly Desert is an absolute no-go zone for mortals. But Dorothy and the wizard didn't try to just fly over it or brute force their way through. No, they used the magic carpet not as a vehicle, but as a path generator. It created a safe, unrolling walkway over the deadly sands. It's all about adapting your tools to the specific challenge.
Okay, rule 3. You've got your gear, you're navigating the crazy terrain, now you have to deal with who or what lives there. And every single encounter is a potential risk or a potential resource.
A smart explorer is going to categorize the locals. You have reliably friendly groups like the Munchkins, and you have known hostiles like the Gnomes. But that last column, that's the biggest and most dangerous category, the complete unknowns. Are the Skeezers friendly? Will the Horners help you or see you as dinner? You can't assume anything. You know, this insight from a simple shepherd is actually a really profound survival principle. He's arguing that isolated communities are often isolated for a reason. Good, friendly people, they tend to join the wider world. Those who stay hidden might have something to hide, or a very good reason for keeping outsiders out. You've got to approach any undiscovered settlement with extreme caution.
This leads us directly to Rule 4, and it's a simple one, but it's non-negotiable. There is strength in numbers. Every single major journey in Oz, from Dorothy's first trip to Ojo's quest, was done by a party. Solo exploration in these lands is just a recipe for disaster.
And this is maybe the most literal example of why you need a team. Prince Ingus's protective magic only worked if his party of 3 were physically touching. I mean, their survival was mechanically tied to their unity. It wasn't just about moral support. The magic itself required them to stick together.
And that little group of 3, Inga, King Rankatank, and the goat Bilbil, they managed to survive an encounter with an entire army of warriors. See, it wasn't about the size of the party. It was about its cohesion. A small, unified group can overcome absolutely incredible odds.
And finally, we come to Rule 5. And honestly, this is the most important one of all. You can have the best gear, the best maps, the best companions, but without the right internal mindset, you will fail. This is about what's going on inside your head when everything goes wrong.
So here's the first stage of a survivor's mindset, straight from Woot the Wanderer. This isn't about being a coward. This is tactical wisdom. Knowing which fights to pick and which dangers to simply walk away from is a critical skill. Prudence isn't the opposite of bravery. It's a part of it.
And then you get this more advanced lesson from Button Bright of all people. He makes this brilliant distinction between a danger and a happening. See, a danger is just a possibility. A happening is reality. Wasting your energy fearing what might happen paralyzes you. A true explorer deals with real threats as they occur, instead of being scared by the shadows of what could be.
So, let's bring it all together. This is your mantra. This is the core of the Oz Survival Guide. Pack wisely, tools and knowledge. Read the land. Know that it's unpredictable. Trust your companions. Stick together. And most importantly, cultivate a brave heart. Balance that caution with courage. We've given you the rules, extracted from the greatest magical expeditions ever recorded. The manual is in your hands, so the only question left is, where are you going to go? What will you discover?